Hello everybody, welcome to Scorched Earth Toys at anymoon.com's review and transformation guide of Yamato's 160 scale SoundBooster accessory for the 160 scale VF19 Kai. This is exactly the same toy that Arcadia sold in 2014 as part of its gift set with their reissue essentially of the Yamato toy with gold accents. So no difference there, just gold accents. This particular toy, the standalone Yamato version, was sold in August 2011 for 10,280 yen. Inside the box, you got a adapter for the launch arm display, sold by Yamato. You got a connector piece for fighter mode, which I will get into in a moment. Whereas the VF19 Kai comes with this little pilot figure, which is just Basara sitting there strumming a guitar. The SoundBooster comes with an alternate pilot figure, which is kind of nice. It is Basara singing and sort of wearing his SoundBooster like vest, I guess you would call it. So that's a neat little accessory. Out of the box, toy comes like this. You need to extend the antenna, which has a little notch in it, which makes it a little bit easier. And then you are in fighter mode. Or, well, it doesn't really fight, but flight mode, we shall say. It doesn't have any landing gears. There's nothing you can really do with it if you don't have a launch arm display stand other than connect it to the VF19 Kai, which I will do in a moment. For size comparisons, here's the Bandai High Metal. So you can see 160, 1/100 scale. Obviously, quite a big difference between the two. Here is Yamato's 160 VF19 Kais, again sold separately from the SoundBooster. Here is the SoundBooster itself, and here is the connector piece that is needed to attach the SoundBooster to fighter mode. What you do is there is a lip on the back of the connector piece. It just hooks on to the back of the SoundBooster. Then there are two little pegs in the front that go into two little slots. The connection, once it's in place, just press forward, is quite secure. So that adapter piece is now very well secure on the SoundBooster. To get it on the toy, we're going to fold over the fins, the tail fins, like so. Then you'll have a slot on the sides that you're just going to line up with the square base of the tail fin, and same thing on the other side. Kind of wiggle jiggle, and you should hear it latch pretty securely in place on either side. And when it's there, it's so secure you can actually lift the toy up by the SoundBooster. So it is a bummer that it requires a separate piece, but it is definitely a positive thing that once on there, it is incredibly solid. Rumor has it that Yamato had no intention of making it connect in fighter mode, and then Kawamari stopped by and said, "What are you doing? Of course it should connect in fighter mode." And so that's why we have a separate adapter piece. It was kind of a last minute add-on, and it's a bummer. That's something that costs so much. They didn't have the forethought of having it connect in fighter mode without an adapter. There's nothing you could do with this in gear walk mode, so let's go ahead and transform this and attach it to Battroid. Transformation is super easy. First, recess the antenna. Then slide open the trap doors. And what this does is it makes it so these pegs here can rotate upward. Just get a fingernail in there and click them up. Same thing with the bottom one. It's a little tougher because the lip they give you is somewhat recessed, so you really got to kind of dig a fingernail in there. But when you do, you'll have all three prongs out, like this. Then you can just bring these wings in, and you're going to pull apart from the body. So there's a hinge in the back that we want to free up. Then we are going to rotate all the way around. So just bring them back and all the way around. Now we're going to free up the shoulder pieces. So just slide a finger in there and pop those up. Then we're going to bring down the shoulder buffers. So these are the pieces that the shoulder rest will sit on. From there we can open up, well, you know what, we should open up these pieces first. And they're actually on a hinge where you can slide them forward and then bring them up. And then you just pivot them outward. Once they're pivoted outward, there are little prongs inside. Let's just reach a finger in there and bring down the prongs. And that's going to lock, theoretically, this piece at the proper angle. So again, just bringing the prongs down. And then getting in the proper angle. Then we can open up the front. And you are pretty much in backpack mode at this point. There will be some adjustment to do, but you can do that when it's actually on the toy. The last part is just spin the tail fins outward, like so. So there you go. That is the transformation from fighter mode to backpack mode. Before I put this on the backpack of a Battroid mode, we're going to take a closer look at the detail work. So first of all, you have the speakers, which have some nice painted detail around them. Then you have the sound piping up above. Again, you saw those hinges that come down and the pivots. There's a metal bracket there, but not much more metal in this toy. The plastic feels very high quality. There's painted on detail work on the interior, painted on detail work on the edges as well. And again, big metal hinges here. So the metal is used for the hinges, not for actual body parts, which is definitely what you want in a high quality toy. Here's some transparent plastic instead of painted detail. Again, transparent plastic there. So a high-end feel to it, good detail work. Questionable as to whether or not it's worth the MSRP. Here is the Yamato version that you saw me transform earlier. You can see the yellow paint there. Here is the gold paint on the Arcadia, so there's the difference between the two. Also, you can see there's pink pads on the inside of the Yamato toy and sort of beige pads on the inside of the Arcadia toy. SoundBooster pads, whatever those things might be. Alright, let's go ahead and throw it on the back of a Battroid mode toy. The SoundBooster attaches to Battroid mode via the 3 pegs that we've extended earlier when transforming the toy. You want to bring up your pods a little bit so you don't hit the shoulders as you try to attach the toy. You have the 3 slots here in the metal, the 3 pegs on the back of the toy. Just line them up and apply pressure. It can be a little tricky because the pegs are hinged, so they might fold back up into the SoundBooster a little bit on you. I was able to do it right there without any problem. Once you're in this position, you can just bring the SoundBooster booms down. Looks like I got my nose cone a little out of whack when I did that, so a little bit of adjustment there. Okay, so there is the SoundBooster on the Battroid mode toy. I think it looks great. Here is a line art comparison. You can see Bandai's effort didn't quite do as well. The backpack's sitting up a little bit too high. The Yamato version and now the Arcadia version, both doing a much better job. At 10,280 yen, this accessory costs a lot of money. And while it does very good and it's nicely detailed and very well built, it doesn't wow me enough where I feel like it's something that I should recommend everyone go out and buy. If you are a hardcore Macross 7 fan and you really liked the SoundBooster, then yeah, you can go out and buy this without any problems. It is a very solid toy. It's going to work out for you. I personally found a few shortcomings. I feel like it didn't hold on quite as well as it should have in Battroid mode, and the separate adapter piece is a little weak to me for fighter mode. If you're spending this much money, again, that should have been thought of in advance. So, good accessory, great for Macross 7 fans, but too expensive. You can find more exciting toys on your own. As always, thanks for viewing, and check out anymoon.com for my full article.